Hey, good morning guys. We are live. I still got the sleepy in my eyes. Been up for like half an hour, I think. But we're live this morning because we are teaching at DIY Boot Camp in September, and leading up to that there's a bunch of challenges and things that are issued. And one of the challenges, and we're late on it by a day.
A day late and a dollar short. That's our life.
Yeah, one of the challenges is to go live on your Facebook page and tell a story. So today we are going to be telling the story of how we met all those years ago.
I don't know if we can see comments. I'm not very good at that, but if comments pop up, we'll try to.
We'll either answer them now or later. You know, we'll answer questions if you guys have any, but mostly we're just going to be telling you about it, I think.
Yeah, well, and we are in our shop space that we rent here in Lehi, Utah, at Molly's Forget-Me-Not. And this is one of the places where we can go and it's quiet.
Yeah, all the kids are already awake. You know, you think it's summer, they'd be sleeping in. No, they're up, they're running around, they're yelling at each other. It's good times.
I don't know about good times, but it's loud, and that's probably, hey Callie, it's probably why we're at the shop and why we're late, because we kept trying to go live and there was like, you know, little kids up in the morning, teenagers up at night. We could just never do it, and we had to come to the shop and grab paint, so we thought this is a good opportunity to tell a story. So
let's dive in, let's tell them.
All right, you guys, well, it was a long time ago. So Zeb and I have been together. In October, it'll be 19 years since we met, right? 19?
Sure. Well, I'm not. I've really stopped keeping track, to be honest.
Yeah, 19 years, and we've been married 17 years in August.
Yeah, it's coming up.
We were high school sweethearts, and leading up to us, like, I guess, finding each other, we had not, like, let's see, both of us had steady boyfriends or girlfriends for an entire year, our junior year. And then we kind of broke up. When did you break up with your girlfriend before me? Like, I broke up with my boyfriend in like May.
Oh, I hadn't had a steady girlfriend for like a year, actually, but.
It hadn't been a year. When did you break up with her?
I was like a sophomore.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, me too. So my boyfriend was sophomore year. So when did you break up with Heather your sophomore year?
It was like in the summer between sophomore and junior.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I don't know, is that relevant to the story?
I don't know. Well, it is kind of relevant because we both had a steady boyfriend, and then we dated a lot. Like my junior year, I dated a ton, and did you date or just go out?
I just went out. Like, I was just hanging out.
You were just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did some dating. In fact, that's pretty much I had like a little bit of dating, and then I was like, I don't want to get serious with anybody because I wasted my whole sophomore year with somebody.
You know, all the fun high school teenage stuff.
Yeah, well, and I wasn't looking to find anybody, right? Like, you weren't looking to date anybody. You were having fun.
No, yeah.
So when did we meet? It was
homecoming. Jamie's niece was dating my brother. Yes, Jamie has a niece our age because her sister is almost as old as my parents.
And no, they didn't get married. They're married to other people now. And we love both of who they married.
So her niece was dating my brother. Everybody was at the Prescott homecoming, and Bradshaw Mountain, where Jamie went to Bradshaw, was playing Prescott. And I was going to school at a little town in Chino Valley and was just there to watch. And so everybody was there, and my brother was like, my brother's like, hey, my brother's over there on the other side of the stadium. We should go hang out with him for a minute. And
I forgot that we met at this game. I thought it was at your homecoming.
No, and I was, look at this. And I was with my cousin, and we were really just there to watch a football game. I had no interest in who won or who didn't win. We were probably going to meet some girls, which I ended up meeting a girl. And they came over, said hi, what's up? I didn't think much of it. I, at the time, was buying my entire wardrobe at yard sales. Like, I wore clothes from the 70s, even though it was the late 90s.
It was so bad. And he worked out a lot, and he would wear like these shirts from the yard sales that were a little tight, and they would like pull across your muscles.
I thought I'm a size small on purpose. You know, I was 17.
And he was wearing a beanie, and it wasn't cold.
I wore a beanie everywhere for whatever reason.
It wasn't cold.
I wore a beanie. Yeah, it was warm. Even in October, it was warm. But anyway, so we met, said hi, kind of kind of hung out for the rest of the game. I ended up sitting over on the Bradshaw side.
We won, by the way. Bradshaw-Prescott was a huge rivalry, and Bradshaw won, which was exciting because it was my senior year, and we didn't win a whole lot.
No. But after that, we all went, was it Applebee's? I think it was
We went to Applebee's. Well, let's back that story up. I had an ex-boyfriend on the other side of the state field, and so talked to him for a little bit, met Zeb. Then we went to Applebee's, and this other guy that I had dated, like off and on that year,
he was taking you to homecoming.
Yeah,
he was taking you to the Bradshaw homecoming.
Well, we didn't wind up going. That didn't happen. He was so mad that we were eating there, and he kept like walking by our table. Did he say anything to you?
Yeah, he stopped by several times and would just like try to sit in between us and try to tell funny stories that weren't funny. And I had just met Jamie, so I was like, "What's this guy doing?" Like, I don't care who, didn't think anything of it. I was just there to actually eat some food and take my brother home.
Well, I think your first thought of me was I was pretty preppy. Like, you were like in totally like yard sale finds, and I was like designer clothes from top to bottom.
I was the first one in our relationship to start picking.
I bought used furniture. I just didn't buy used clothes. I still don't really buy used clothes.
But anyway, so we had that night that we kind of initially met. But
then don't forget, Zeb took off he'd been wearing a beanie all night. And he took off his beanie. He wasn't this fall, but he took off his beanie, and I was like,
I was already losing my hair at 17, but I didn't care then, still don't care now. But but when she saw it, she was like, "Oh my."
It just took me back a little bit because I was like,
and if you guys know Jamie, she can't control her faces. Still, she can't control it. What she's thinking is on her face.
I was just thinking, how old are you? You also had a full beard.
I was on my 5th year being a junior. That's how old I was.
You were not. Anyways, we'll move on from that night. Then what happened?
It was like 3 weeks. I didn't talk to her, didn't see her. My brother was like...
We talked on the phone.
Like a couple times, maybe.
I was busy.
But I was working and doing all the high school stuff. And 3 weeks went by. My homecoming came up, and her niece needed a ride out to the homecoming so that she could go to the homecoming dance with my brother. And she's like, "Jamie, I need a ride. I need you to take me out there." And Jamie's like, "I'm not going if I don't have a date." So Desiree, who is her niece, and my brother, Ty, arranged this whole thing, and I ended up going to the homecoming dance with Jamie.
I think secretly you were like, "Wow, she's really hot, and she's gonna go with me."
No, there was no secret. You were super cute.
I was super cute.
Yeah, very hot. So I ended up going. I'm an hour late getting there. Okay. I was waiting for my cousin to get ready. I had been ready. We had just got back from work. I worked at Discount Tire at the time. I was a tire tech, super dirty. Every day just handling tires. So I came home, showered quick, and was waiting on my cousin Aaron, and because he was going to come with me to the dance and just hang out and things. And man, we were an hour late, and she's sitting there in the lobby at this strange high school with a niece that she didn't really want to bring because she didn't want to be there. And here I am. I go home to like grab something real quick because we were at my cousin's house, and my mom is like, "Are you making that girl wait? Are you making her wait?"
Let's back this up to my side of the story. So I'm only going to this homecoming because my niece really wanted a ride to go with his brother Ty. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Jami Ray waits for no man.
Jamie Harrington.
Well, Jamie Harrington, sorry. I didn't know it was going to be Jami Ray. Jami Harrington waits for no man. So I'm like, all right, he's got 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes would pass. And Desiree would be like, "Please, I don't want to go. I want to have homecoming with Ty." Oh, fine. So I wait 10 more minutes. And finally, I walk across the street because they live like directly across the street from the high school, and knock on the door. And that's why his mom was so mad, because here I am, I've got my hair done, my makeup, I'm all dressed up, and Zeb is late. His mother was like absolutely mortified, but he finally shows up, and he has gone, we live in a small area, to the only shop in town that sells decent clothes. And I guess knowing that like I kind of like clothing was important to me, he bought an entire new outfit, and he was hot. And it was one of those like shirts that's kind of stretchy a little bit. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it like hugged your muscles. And so we finally go into the homecoming dance. And I had previously thought, like, this poor guy, he doesn't have a date to homecoming. It's probably because he dresses weird. And I get there, and the truth is, he didn't have a date because he didn't want to like commit to just dancing with one girl. And so we go to like kind of rivaling high schools, and here's all these girls, and they're like so mad because he wouldn't go with any of them. And here he brings a girl from another high school, and we had the best time. I was tiny back then, like 105 pounds, and he was like 205. So he wasn't very good at dancing.
No, but I made up with it and enthusiasm.
He made up with flair and enthusiasm, and he would take me, and I would like hold on to him, and he would like spin me around on the floor. Like, I literally don't know that my feet touched the ground at all that night. And then, didn't I try to kiss you at the end of the night?
Yeah.
I did. I tried to kiss him at the end of the night. He turned his head, and I got his cheek. And so I got home. I got home, and my mom was like, well, did he kiss you? And I'm like, no. And she's like, Jamie, that boy's not worth it if he's not even gonna kiss you goodnight. And then
I don't even remember why. I know I had a reason.
Because I made the advance at you, and you wanted to be, you were not used to that. But I'll tell you a funny little story. Like, after that, we were pretty much, it was a done deal. We were inseparable after like the first date.
Yeah, it was, we hit
like,
it off after that.
He did. So then like a week later we went out, and he was like, let me show you a trick. And
my old 1978 BMW where you just pull the latch and the seat flops all the way down.
And the seat flopped down, and then he kissed me. And I was like dying, laughing. And he's like, what's so funny? I'm like, you don't really kiss girls like that. He like slobbered all over my face. I was dying laughing because I thought he was kidding. Like, really? You've been kissing girls like this? So he learned, like, after that. Apparently nobody else had ever commented about your kissing style.
I was a very vigorous kisser. What can I say?
It worked out.
Anyway.
I'm trying to think, he probably didn't want me to share that
I don't care. It's fine. But, long story short, we dated for a couple more years, and now almost 17 years later.
5 kids. But there is another part of the story, because we were just dating then. We weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend. So like 3 weeks after we started dating, he asked me, he was like, so do you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like, I have to think about it, like being sarcastic. And then he never asked again. Like, so 3 more weeks passed.
So in my mind, I was like, oh, well, I guess it hasn't been going as well as I thought, so whatever.
So I finally send him a note on, let's see,
Remember
it
the
was
country song?
November 9th. I sent him a note because my friend dared me to check yes or no. I also brought cupcakes.
I love high school.
And he checked yes. And so then we were boyfriend and girlfriend. And then that was November. And then in December, he told me he wanted me to have his children. So basically, he told me he wanted to marry me.
I didn't hold back. I was always very, I still am this way. I'm either all in or I'm not in at all.
He was all in. And by February, he bought me a little ring for Valentine's Day. And then, yeah. So we dated almost 2 years.
Hey, we were seniors in high school. I was looking at May. I'm like, yeah, let's lock this thing down.
And I was like, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, because I don't want to be that girl who's like, oh, I'm going to marry him, and then I don't. So we didn't say anything to anybody, but we knew we were going to wind up getting married. And so we actually married pretty young. We married a year after we graduated from high school. And my mom gave me a lot of grief for that. We were actually married in the San Diego Temple. Yep. And then a year later, Harrington was born. But he always looked way older than me. So
it's coming back around. I had an injury that stretched all of my skin when I was 16, and so I don't have wrinkles. You don't have wrinkles.
But when we were married, I looked like the child bride because I just didn't look very old. Like, I look back at the pictures.
Well, and you were 19 when you had Harrington.
Yeah, people thought I was 15.
We contributed to teenage pregnancy.
we're sorry. But that's it. That's our story. I don't think that there's anything else. We'll come back and there's been a ton of comments, but I can't see them because they're far away.
They're small and I don't have my glasses on. I am getting old.
There's probably a million more funny stories about when we were dating because we were young, and my kids are probably gonna watch this later and be like,
what?
What? But anyways, that's it. Thanks for listening to us. You want to say anything else?
No, just it's been fun. It's I often look back at that, and you kind of look at circumstances that lead to where you're at certain points in your life. I'm like, wow, we
lucked out.
I was the hot-headed teenager, played all the sports and worked out 3 hours a day, and I really didn't have any interest in finding the one,
But the funny thing about it is I think that you were more, when we were dating, you were more intense. Like once you realized that I was the one, you were way more, not that I wasn't like totally in love with you, but I broke up with you once.
That was a bad day.
For an entire week.
That was a bad day.
Because I thought we were getting too intense for how young we were.
I was like, oh no, what did I do wrong? And I just went and worked a lot.
And you called me and you cried, and after a week I realized I couldn't live without you, so.
Yeah.
There was that.
I've never cried since.
You never cried since.
All right, guys, we're going to take off. I hope you can make sense of that.
Anyways, love you guys. We'll be live tomorrow night on YouTube with our thrift haul that we find between now and then.
We've got plenty of stuff she's found through the week. Like, it's piling up in the house.
I actually think it'll probably be here before then. But anyways, thanks Debbie for this challenge. It was a little bit uncomfortable and embarrassing, but we're happy to share.
We're all right.
Bye guys.
See ya.